wanted the counsel of people. Mind you, these are people that had never been through anything. These are people, all they had was pastoral or religious counseling, or even a little degree in psychology counseling, or how to counsel you deal with their problems, with your problems. So what they do, they try to base that on how, or the 10 characteristics they give, or 10 things they stress it out to give you on how you need to do in order to be saved. Now, without them really being saved. Right. And here, God is saying to us about garments being spotted by the flesh. In other words, we are clothed in sin. This is why the Bible says we were born and shaped in iniquity. So what that means, when we came out of our mother's womb, we were already drenched in sin. Amen. We were molded and sculpted in the likeness of sin. And this is why Jesus said he came to condemn sin in the flesh, and sin. Why? Because we were all formed in the likeness of sin. But God is saying for us, once we get saved and receive the righteousness of God, again, the definition of righteousness means right standing with God. When we got in right standing with God, we saw ourselves for what we are, were sinners undone. This is why David said, Lord, I'm a man of unclean lips in the midst of unclean people. Why? Because he saw himself. Amen. Don't you know, when you really get in that encounter with God, you realize what you have don't mean nothing. Your education don't mean a thing. Your learning don't mean nothing, because why? What you have didn't amount to anything, but it was because of God, or who he was. Amen. But because man is a funny creature, and we go to even Genesis, I think it's around the 3rd chapter, when God made Adam, had Eve, had Cain and Abel, and God gave Adam the law and told that he demanded a sacrifice for the consequence of sin. The first sacrifice that Cain offered to God was rejected because he gave him the first fruit of the earth, because he didn't give God his specific instructions. Remind you today, man wants to give God what he wants.